Taking photos with tablet devices looks weird.
Lose sight of.
Lose sight of.
Lose sight of.
Lose sight of.
Forget or no longer see something.
Forget or no longer see something.
Don't lose sight of your goals.
Don't lose sight of your goals.
忘记、忽略。
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
Not visible or hidden.
Not visible or hidden.
The treasure was hidden out of sight.
The treasure was hidden out of sight.
看不见，在视野之外。
Sketch out.
Sketch out.
Sketch out.
Sketch out.
Outline or describe briefly.
Outline or describe briefly.
Let's sketch out the plan before we start.
Let's sketch out the plan before we start.
简要的叙述。
Let's slide.
Let's slide.
Let's slide.
Let's slide.
Allow something to go unattended.
Allow something to go unattended.
I decided to let slide his minor mistake.
I decided to let slide his minor mistake.
放任自流，听其自然。
Give the slip.
Give the slip.
Give the slip.
Give the slip.
Evade or escape from someone or something.
Evade or escape from someone or something.
The thief managed to give the slip to the police.
The thief managed to give the slip to the police.
避开，甩掉。
Let slip.
Let slip.
Let slip.
Let slip.
Accidentally reveal information.
Accidentally reveal information.
He accidentally let slip a secret.
He accidentally let slip a secret.
偶然泄露。
Slip up.
Slip up.
Slip up.
Slip up.
Make a mistake or error.
Make a mistake or error.
Don't slip up during the presentation.
Don't slip up during the presentation.
失误，出差错。
Slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Reduce speed or decrease pace.
Reduce speed or decrease pace.
You need to slow down when driving on icy roads.
You need to slow down when driving on icy roads.
放慢，减速。
Snap out of.
Snap out of.
Snap out of.
Snap out of.
Quickly recover from a bad state or mood.
Quickly recover from a bad state or mood.
It's time to snap out of your bad mood.
It's time to snap out of your bad mood.
迅速从中恢复过来。
Snap up.
Snap up.
Snap up.
Snap up.
Grab or acquire something quickly.
Grab or acquire something quickly.
She was quick to snap up the last available ticket.
She was quick to snap up the last available ticket.
抢购，抢先弄到手。
And so on.
And so on.
And so on.
And so on.
Continue with similar things or actions.
Continue with similar things or actions.
We discussed various topics such as music, art, and so on.
We discussed various topics such as music, art, and so on.
等等，
Ever so.
Ever so.
Ever so.
Ever so.
Very or extremely.
Very or extremely.
The cake was ever so delicious.
The cake was ever so delicious.
非常，极其，
Not so much as.
Not so much as.
Not so much as.
Not so much as.
Less than something else, but still related.
Less than something else, but still related.
He's not so much a teacher as a mentor.
He's not so much a teacher as a mentor.
与其说是，不如说是。
Or so.
Or so.
Or so.
Or so.
Approximately or about that amount.
Approximately or about that amount.
The event will start at 6 o'clock or so.
The event will start at 6 o'clock or so.
大约，左右。
So as to.
So as to.
So as to.
So as to.
In order to or for the purpose of.
In order to or for the purpose of.
She arrived early so as to secure a good seat.
She arrived early so as to secure a good seat.
为了，以便。
So as to.
So as to.
So as to.
So as to.
To such a degree that.
To such a degree that.
She studied so hard as to achieve her goals.
She studied so hard as to achieve her goals.
如此，以致，结果是，以致。
So that.
So that.
So that.
So that.
In order that or with the purpose that.
In order that or with the purpose that.
She turned on the lights so that we could see.
She turned on the lights so that we could see.
所以，因此，为使，以便。
So that.
So that.
So that.
So that.
To an extent that.
To an extent that.
The rain was so heavy that the streets were flooded.
The rain was so heavy that the streets were flooded.
如此，以致。
Soak up.
Soak up.
Soak up.
Soak up.
Absorb or take in something, often knowledge.
Absorb or take in something, often knowledge.
Let's soak up the sun at the beach.
Let's soak up the sun at the beach.
吸收，摄取。
As soon as.
As soon as.
As soon as.
As soon as.
Immediately after or once.
Immediately after or once.
We'll leave as soon as the rain stops.
We'll leave as soon as the rain stops.
一，就，刚，便。
No sooner than.
No sooner than.
No sooner than.
No sooner than.
Almost immediately after.
Almost immediately after.
The movie will start no sooner than 7 p.m.
The movie will start no sooner than 7 p.m.
一，就，刚，便。
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
At some point in the future.
At some point in the future.
Sooner or later, you'll need to make a decision.
Sooner or later, you'll need to make a decision.
迟早，早晚。
Would sooner.
Would sooner.
Would sooner.
Would sooner.
Prefer to do something.
Prefer to do something.
I would sooner walk than take a crowded bus.
I would sooner walk than take a crowded bus.
宁愿，宁可。
Spit out.
Spit out.
Spit out.
Spit out.
Forcefully expel something from the mouth.
Forcefully expel something from the mouth.
The baby spit out her pacifier.
The baby spit out her pacifier.
厉声说出
In spite of.
In spite of.
In spite of.
In spite of.
Despite or regardless of.
Despite or regardless of.
She succeeded in spite of the obstacles.
She succeeded in spite of the obstacles.
不顾不管
Split up.
Split up.
Split up.
Split up.
Separate or break into parts.
Separate or break into parts.
The friends decided to split up and go their separate ways.
The friends decided to split up and go their separate ways.
断绝关系离婚划分
On the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Immediately and without delay.
Immediately and without delay.
He made a decision on the spot without thinking.
He made a decision on the spot without thinking.
在场到场立即马上当场
Spring up.
Spring up.
Spring up.
Spring up.
Appear or develop suddenly.
Appear or develop suddenly.
Flowers spring up in the garden every spring.
Flowers spring up in the garden every spring.
涌现
On the spur of the moment.
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 Impulsively or without planning.
Impulsively or without planning.
She booked a trip on the spur of the moment.
She booked a trip on the spur of the moment.
一时冲动之下当即
At stake.
At stake.
At stake.
At stake.
Something important or valuable at risk.
Something important or valuable at risk.
Their friendship was at stake after the argument.
Their friendship was at stake after the argument.
在危急关头在危险中
Stand by.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Support or be loyal to someone.
Support or be loyal to someone.
He promised to stand by her side through thick and thin.
He promised to stand by her side through thick and thin.
袖手旁观做好准备准备行动站在一边支持帮助坚持遵守
Stand down.
Stand down.
Stand down.
Stand down.
Resign or step aside from a position.
Resign or step aside from a position.
The captain had to stand down due to an injury.
The captain had to stand down due to an injury.
退出、退下。
Stand for.
Stand for.
Stand for.
Stand for.
Represent or symbolize something.
Represent or symbolize something.
The acronym NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
The acronym NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
是的缩写，代表，意味着，主张，支持，容忍，接受。
Stand in.
Stand in.
Stand in.
Stand in.
Substitute for someone temporarily.
Substitute for someone temporarily.
She had to stand in for her colleague at the last minute.
She had to stand in for her colleague at the last minute.
代替，代表，做替身。
Stand out.
Stand out.
Stand out.
Stand out.
Be noticeable or exceptional.
Be noticeable or exceptional.
His unique talent makes him stand out in the crowd.
His unique talent makes him stand out in the crowd.
清晰地显出，引人注目，杰出，出色。
Don't eat anything your grandparents wouldn't recognize as food.